most of my life. I have a car, 2 kids, and a wife. I'll probably be here for the rest of my life. I'm living on the island. When summer comes and winter falls, the island ladies go to shopping malls. Take daddy's credit card, charge it all. They're living on an island. Oh, we're living on Long Island. Oh, you know it's so much fun. I'm living on the island. I'm just basking in the sun.
Hey, Andy, give me a vodka. Is that your Camaro? It's gorgeous.
You know, I went to high school with Billy Joel.
Wow.
I go to Hamptons on Friday night. I party hard till the sunshine bright. Then I'm sitting in traffic on Sunday night. I'm living on an island. Yeah, living on Long Island. Oh, you know it's so much fun. I'm living on the island. Am I hurting anyone? Let's live.
Hey there, Islanders. If you're going out to the beach, you better get an early start. Traffic is miserable.
Well, I'm coming of age in Old Bethpage, trying to get down in Levittown, dancing in the dark in Floral Park. I think I'll stay in Oyster Bay because I'm living on an island. Yeah, living on Long.
And we're living on Long Island. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, hello.
Hello, all my friends that are watching me tonight.
And I'm Benny Rizzuti, and this attractive, beautiful woman is not Jen Snortland. She did not get a makeover. This is my wonderful, lovely wife, Nancy Rizzuti. And the lighting makes you look so much better.
Oh.
I didn't mean that.
Oh, the lighting makes me look.
No.
We got to take it home with us.
That's not what I meant. I didn't mean it that way.
It home. The lighting is going home. That's going to be
Like
it. All right over the bed right there.
Yeah, there you go.
So, how did we have we had a great Thanksgiving,
Wonderful day. I hope
Happy
you all had a
Thanksgiving.
wonderful Thanksgiving.
right? And what did we do for Thanksgiving?
Well, we had Thanksgiving at home, and then we did a bunch of things. I'm being tested on this. we went to see Bobby Collins at Governor's.
Right,
That was a lot of fun. We had a great time there.
right.
I saw the movie Napoleon, and it was very confusing. My son took me to see the movie because Nancy was cooking, and we didn't want Nancy to get all flustered and crazy. So I made sure the turkey was in the oven, had 3.5 hours to kill, and we went and saw Napoleon, which cinematically wonderful movie. I don't know what it's really about. I gotta tell you, I know there was a short man with a weird hat, and he was married to a woman named Josephine, who was a bit of a Bhutan.
So, did you go to high school?
Yeah, but
it was the story of Napoleon.
right,
And I
but
didn't see the movie.
yeah, but it was a little confusing.
All right.
And
So, did you like it?
yeah, sure.
So,
Yeah, it was great.
Does it get 3 stars?
Yeah, I'll give it 3. I'll give it 3.
So go see.
Now, yes, go see Napoleon.
Go see Napoleon.
What
Not
else?
the funny one, the serious one.
Not Napoleon. Not you're thinking of
The funny one.
Yeah, the funny one.
Yeah, that Napoleon movie, the funny one. I know you're all shouting that to me. I can hear you, but I'm not deaf. So, but
Napoleon Dynamite.
that's
is what-
Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite.
All right, what else did we do? What did you do?
All right. Well, I was with you.
Yes.
So whatever, I just, I test you to see if you remember what we did. Well, basically Bobby Collins was the highlight of my week. And he has a great book. I'm telling you right now, go on Amazon and put in the inside or the outside.
On the outside,
on the
because his
outside.
original, if you
There's 2
ever see
books.
Bobby, he'll say things like, I told this guy, go to hell on the inside. So his
Right.
first book is on the inside. The new book is on the outside.
And I read it, and it's fantastic, and it's a great stocking stuffer. And he's also
Yeah.
on Cameo, so you can go on Cameo and for a couple of bucks.
Oh, and get Bobby for Cameo?
Yes, you can get Bobby on Cameo. See, I know all these things, and you can get him on Cameo, which I'm expecting to get a Christmas gift like that.
And just so you know, we've seen Bobby 3 times. The last 2 times, he says, hello, Nancy. You brought your dad with you? He did that both times. So like you,
which was really
bastard.
flattering.
He's
Because
a very
the first
yeah.
time we saw him, I was in my 50s, and now I'm in my 70s. So I love that. whole
No, it wasn't 20 years ago.
thing. Yeah, when we saw him in Port Washington with Stevie GB.
That wasn't 20 years ago.
It wasn't. Feels like it.
No, then our son would have been 10.
Well, he was 10 at
And
one
we
time.
we left a 10-year-old home alone.
Why not? If other people can do it, why can't we? But no, seriously.
And
we
also,
did that.
yes.
But I did want to mention this. We lost a phenomenal a writer, director, comedian, Rob Chaffee, who died in his sleep. Just before, just
last
before
week.
Thanksgiving, and his brothers, because he kept his private life and his social life completely separate. We didn't even know he had a family that big. He had 5 brothers, this and that, and they did a memorial service. So now, if you can say anything good about a memorial service, this was the best memorial service I have ever been to. First of all, he was cremated, so it's a picture of him and this beautiful, gorgeous urn. But the majority of the people that were there were all stand-up comedians and that knew him, that worked with him.
And he touched their lives.
And he touched their lives in different ways. He helped them out financially, did fundraisers for them. I mean, he was just absolutely.
And he was great with computers, and he was great with doing. He would do websites for people. As a matter of fact, when I did the original Gagootz show back in Deer Park, Rob sent me without even asking. He took a picture of me behind the desk, and he put the Gagootz show and the time, the day and time that it was on. Really great. And then I have another Rob Chaffee story.
Go ahead.
Okay, Rob did the original Gagootz show twice. First time, he comes on, and I just find out that my co-host at the time is sick and can't make it. So it's me with Rob Chaffee, and the other guest was Joe Pontillo, and Stephen Perillo was kind of our behind-the-scenes guy. So I find out she's not going to make it, and Rob sees me in the parking lot. He's like, "What's the matter? What's up?" And I said, my co-host is sick. She can't make it. I'm a little nervous. We've just been starting that. And he says, "Don't worry, I'm here." And he had a blanket under his arm. And I didn't know what that was about. And when we opened the show, Rob was laying in the couch with the blanket on him and did this thing about being cold and not feeling good. And with the blanket, and he made the show. He made the whole, and then he was shooting barbs at Joe Pontillo, who's also an independent filmmaker, video guy, whatever.
Stand-up comedian.
So they were doing barbs. And then a few months later, I get a call from Rob, and he's like, and I was doing a show on Tuesday. I had this guy in a tuxedo, that guy that used to go into like the doctor's office and start singing and everything. I had him as my guest. My co-host wasn't there. Rob calls me up. And he says, "Hey, this Tuesday, I can bring Bob Nelson.
Right.
I could bring Bob Nelson to Bob and I want to come." And I was like, "Yeah, of course." And I had to bump the tuxedo guy, and he wasn't very happy.
And Bobby, we want you on the show. I sent you a thing. Look at your email.
Yeah. Anyway, Bob Nelson, great guy too. And Bob came out as a Jiffy Jeff, and he was Rob's boxing instructor, and he was helping. You know what that means? That means we talked.
And we'd see.
Talked 7 minutes without
even.
He
was so worried we wouldn't have anything to say for 7 minutes. I said, "You've got to be kidding me."
But we forgot to mention that we have guests.
We have guests.
We have guests tonight.
It's not just going to be us. I know.
And who do we have?
Well, we have the wonderful, the talented, from Manhattan. I know that because I picked her up at the train station, Christy Miller. And this girl is everywhere. She is everywhere. She owns the streets of Manhattan.
She's got a lot to tell. She
got
has
a lot to talk about.
Lot to talk about. And
there she is.
Get that album. It's very fun.
Get this. Go to Amazon.
Brutally Yours.
Get it.
Brutally Yours.
Tell me how much you love it. Thank you. There it is. There it is. Right there.
Brutally Yours. Yeah.
Okay.
And also we have Ron Barber.
which
Ron
is a
Barber, which
surprise
is a special
guest.
surprise guest. It's not a surprise anymore. I killed the surprise.
Oh yeah, so
but
much for that surprise.
I'm good at that. I'm good at killing things.
That's it.
Yeah, you should
okay.
see us in the bedroom.
Beep, beep.
So
Dear God.
anyway, we have a video of Christy, and then we're gonna bring Christy on.
Let's go to the video, Bobby.
Oh, I can't. I love young Dick, though. I do. How old are you, kid? 3? Do you even work out, bro? That's why you gotta go to prison, get a chest. You gotta go in that yard and pump some iron, man. Keep that dick off of you. I'm just kidding. He hates me so bad right now. He's, I'm gonna stab Caitlin with her own dick.
And we're back.
And we're back. I'm sorry, I was sharing.
The beautiful Christy Miller. Hey, it's great to finally. I met you once, like before COVID.
Yeah,
and
150 years ago.
150, and
I know, you look
and you
good
and
for your
Nancy
age.
have been Facebook friends forever.
Forever.
Seems like it's forever.
I know.
All right.
And you finally got to meet. That's
I know.
great.
So
I love
don't you
her.
want to hear our story? Yes, you do.
No,
do, though.
let Christy talk.
She's gonna tell you.
Oh, you tell.
I'll tell it. I'll tell it.
She's got a better accent than me.
All
I
right.
don't want her to tell it.
So this is what happened. This beautiful girl, strong, all right. I don't even know who would think about hitting her. Hit her,
Sucker punch.
sucker punched her, and was it on the train?
Yeah.
It was on the train. On the train. Damn freaking trains. And they did, because comedians do not have, just so that everybody out there knows, they don't have health insurance.
Yeah.
Very few, if any, have health insurance. So if you ever see a GoFundMe page on social media and you see it's a comedian, please donate whatever you can, because they don't have that kind of money. So I saw it, I donated, and then I posted it every place else for everybody else to donate. And then we started talking to each other, and now we're friends.
Exactly. But
And
that one,
that's
you got to get rid of him.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're moving in together.
Yeah.
Now. That's it. That's
It's
it.
the new Golden Girls.
It's a new Golden Girls.
All right, hey.
It's a new Golden
Okay.
Girls. But
Yeah,
that's how. But that's
you'll
how
have to sign like a contract or something, all right?
a contract.
Not coming back.
Oh,
You're not coming back.
Are we
No
allowed
money.
to do that on TV? I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
on
this
this-
2023.
You
I
can
mean-
say,
Yeah.
listen, you can say whatever you want. You can.
Oh, good.
But anyway, let's talk about Christy, because that's why she's here. All right. So now
They don't care. Anyway.
Yes, no, they do. They do.
They do.
So tell us all about your school, spelled SKOOL.
Yes, I my podcast is Old School, New School Comedy, and it's spelled with a K because it's, cootsy and very cool and chic. But it's just a comedy podcast, just talking shop. There's not a lot, like you get comedy podcasts and they talk about everything else, but I just love the art form of stand-up, and I've been doing it almost 28 years now, and this is where I am. Thank you. Anyway,
28 years.
28 years of just wanting to kill myself.
And some little
So-
dumpy studio in
Right.
Massapequa.
Definitely not a man's brain. It's too big on here, and
And this thing actually moves.
oh, of course it does.
And it talks.
And it's definitely a female brain then.
Well, look at it.
I think my vagina does that.
I think some of us should do that.
If we do better in life.
A lot.
Oh, just like my vagina, it has teeth. So there you go. Mine are false teeth, but they're still teeth.
Oh,
So she can take them out when she doesn't need them.
So, but it's a comedy podcast with comics, new jacks that are brand new or in the tech age, as I call them. Like the 2010 comics on up. that grew up with TikToks and Instagrams and all this. We didn't have that shit when we started.
Right, yeah.
You know, we had nothing. It was just word of mouth, and you had to be funny to get booked. You didn't have to have followers. If you had followers, it was kind of creepy. You know, last person that got whacked having 12 followers. We don't talk about that, but you know, but you know, but it's just like it was such a different time when I started in the mid '90s as to now. So I get old jacks on. Like I just had Rob Bartlett, you know, definite comedy
Cool,
legend,
yeah.
Long Island celebrity. Bartlett is one of my best friends in the whole world, but he was on, and it's nice. And Carol Montgomery from Funny Women of a Certain Age, and then down to brand new comics that are just like 4, 5, 6 years in, and just to get their perspective. But it's fun to talk shop because not many people know what goes on in stand-up. So I love talking about this craft. I love it. I'm more of a fan now, 28 years in, than I was when I started. And I love this craft. I'm such a fan, and I'm just in love with it every day, even more and more. So it's fun to talk shop.
So you talk shop with them? Do you talk about writing?
We talk about writing. We talk about, like, you know, bad shows, hecklers, you know, road gigs from hell, you know, making it, followers, you know, fighting these bookers because you may not have a lot of followers, so you can't get booked anymore. Doesn't matter if you're funny, it just matters if you have followers. They don't give a shit about talent. They just want butts and seats. But what a lot of them fail to realize, that if they're just a TikToker or just an Instagrammer, most of them are 13-year-olds that follow them. 2, none of them live in New York City.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, come on. And so all of us old heads are getting pushed out. And I've even been told so we talk about this, like, how are you functioning in this technology world? Is it working for you? Is it not working for you? What are your roadblocks? Like, I deal with getting pushed out because I'm 53.
No.
And yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh, you look great.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
thank you.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I wasn't
Look at
gonna.
guys, look at her face. Come on.
I wasn't gonna ask you how old you
Oh,
are.
I talk about it in my
Thank you.
act. I talk about getting old and shit. But it's like, you know, I'm 53, and I was told by one of the clubs in the city in particular, the exact words were, "You're too old to be here."
What?
And yeah, you're a little too old. And since you've been in the game so long and you haven't made it yet, you're never going to make it. So why would we waste stage time on you when we could give it to some new Jack who's up and coming, who may have a shot at making it?
See, now you mentioned like 10 years ago, I felt that comedy didn't discriminate with age. You could be any age because
it wasn't. Because like,
but now all of a sudden with the TikTok and all,
with the TikToks and the Instagram models and the bullshit and everybody being obsessed with plastic surgeries and you know, and posing, oh, look at me, I'm so funny, but you know, that's great. You know, like, bitch, write a fucking joke and close your legs. You know, it's just like,
yeah, I agree.
You know, I don't have time to take selfies. I don't even care. It's so narcissistic. It's like, I'll take one and then
see, because I always felt there was a time when it didn't matter how old you were. You went on stage.
Funny was funny.
Funny is funny. Yeah.
And now, but with all the, you know, because remember with Instagram, when Instagram came out, and literally, am I being played off?
No.
No. Keep talking.
Time is up. So like, you know, but it's just like now with Instagram and everything's video and everything is pictures and you got to show yourself. Everybody's obsessed with Botox and plastic surgeries and Kim Kardashian, and everybody wants to look like
And
that.
their asses.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, now everybody's obsessed with the way they look and how many followers they have, and that whole ageism thing gets pushed out because then the kids don't relate to you. And I'm like, I'm more relevant than you motherfuckers are.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I go into a club and I'll murder, and they go, yeah, you're just too washed up. What? I just annihilated. But they don't care. Like back 10 years ago, funny was funny, and clubs would book because you were funny.
Right.
And the word of mouth gets out that your club has the best comics. Think of the Comedy Cellar in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
Noam him and Esty only put the top of the top.
Always.
They don't have guest lists. Nobody gets in for free. They charge. They pay their comics well. And those people are waiting in line to get in for miles.
Yep.
And they're weeks in advance to get a reservation. They have a standby line and doesn't even guarantee you to get in. And people are clamoring, and they do 12 shows a night.
Wow.
Whereas these other clubs are doing
Joe and Joseph Place. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and now you got these other clubs in the city that are, you know, booking these young kids or these bringer comics, as we call them, bringer shows, or Oh, excuse me, but to be politically correct, independently produced shows.
that what
Oh,
they're
is that what
saying
Yeah,
now?
suck it.
Oh my
So
God.
I'll give you something to independently produce, you prick. So too soon? Oh, sorry. What she doesn't know is that we switched her water with Folgers crystals. Old references. I'm 53. What do you want? So, it's just like then you got to beat these kids at. You're going to bring 18 people at $25 a pop to get 10 minutes of stage time, and I'm laughing. And these kids are doing it, so they're milking it. So the clubs don't want to pay the comics. So they get these new jacks that'll do anything for free because they know if they get headliners like us or the old heads that are 20, 30 years in, then they're gonna have to shell out some cash and do a little promotion. And we promote too because we want people to be there. But at the same time, it's like they don't want to do the work anymore. It's gone back. I talk about this on my podcast a lot. It's like it's gone back in the days of like 2008, 2009 when Twitter came out and Ashton Kutcher had punked. And he was the first guy to get 1 million followers, and everybody had a heart attack. Like, you can do that?
Right.
Well, Dane Cook did it on MySpace. He created that whole thing in the beginning for comics to begin with. As much as people hate him, he still paved the way. He created his whole niche and became a superstar off of that shit. And God bless him. I think he sucks, but God bless him.
Because
But I don't hate the hustle.
Right.
He put the work. He earned it. Sorry. And
Exactly. He put the work in here.
And now it's like they don't want to pay the comics, and then they start. Oh, you have to have followers to get in. We went through this with the Ashton Kutcher thing. Then they said comics have to have followers, but butts and seats because we're not going to pay for marketing. So then comics will buy followers, and then they book them, and there's nobody in the room, and then it just kind of fell apart. And then they stopped doing house shows because they don't want to pay, and they're losing money. So instead of investing in it, they would just independent shows. And now most of the clubs in the city are 90% independently produced and 20, maybe 10% house shows.
And that's wrong. That is
It's
absolutely
so wrong.
People like Nancy and myself, we go to a show because we want the talent. You
want to see comedy.
There's sometimes Nancy
We
will say to me, "Oh, this looks like a good show," and I'm like, "No, more than 5 comics, when it's like 10 comics, and they're all. Then we know it's like sometimes they're not the independently produced shows, but
it's the house shows because they don't want to pay. So
Right,
they know
so
they can get these jerk offs that are hungry and young in the game, and they don't have to pay them, and they could still charge a cover and a 2-drink minimum and make the money off of it. Oh, the people will pay anyway. Yeah, people aren't stupid.
right.
They're not stupid. You can fool them once and go, oh yeah, that show kind of sucked. And then they come back again and give it another shot. It sucks again. They're not going to come back a third time.
Nope.
It's not going to happen.
I bring that up because Nancy and I we pay to go to shows.
Yeah.
We
do.
Always.
And we do.
Always.
We go to a lot. We go to a lot of, at least I would say, close to 10 shows a year.
And we get
That we
offered
pay.
free tickets, and we don't take them
For the
because you're that bitch.
because I'm that bitch.
She's that
I'm
bitch.
that bitch.
She's
I
that
will
bitch.
pay because I know they don't have life insurance. So I pay.
Unless like tonight you get pushed in front of a train at Woodside, then maybe maybe you might be covered.
Yeah.
Even if I fall down and break a hip or something, I'm gonna say I got hit by a train and let the MTA pay for it.
Yeah.
Fuck
Better
it.
believe it.
But it's just it's crazy. So like about the independent shows and stuff. So the clubs are suffering, and a couple of them have already closed down.
Yeah, that's scary.
And it's scary because that's the start of the fall. Like we
Right.
saw this 20 years ago. We watched this happen. So, and I lived through the 90s during the dark days of comedy. It was hard. I came from the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. That's where I grew up.
Oh, wow.
So, that's my home. And so, I came out here in 2005 because I was opening for Paul Mooney at Caroline's 4 nights a week. So
Paul Mooney?
The Paul Mooney.
Wow.
The legend.
Wow.
And I owe him a lot. So watching these clubs close and do this shit, and I'm watching it again, and it's terrifying. And all of us old heads are getting pushed out. So I put out on Facebook about a couple weeks ago, hey, I want to find a venue where I can do a show, and it's it's just for us old heads, us old heavy hitters.
Yeah.
And I'm going to call it Heavy Hitters. And it's only going to be like 3 comics and maybe a host. Everybody does 20. And if any old head from 20 years on up walks in, like say Attell comes in, and then Donnie from Stand Up New York called me, and Greg called me first. He was like, he used to be the booker there, and then he was a bartender, but he's like a silent partner. whatever. And Greg called me. He goes, "Hey, I saw your post. Do you want to do it at Stand Up New York?" And I said, "I'd love to." So he told Donnie. Donnie called me the next day. Donnie's old man, one of the owners, and said, "Hey, I would love to do your show here. When do you want to do it?" And he goes, "What's it about?" And I said, "Well, it's heavy hitters. It's 3 comics, 20 minutes. I want to get the old heads back in the clubs like the old days,
Yeah.
and bring the heavy hitters back and have us have a place to work out, work on specials. Like if we're getting ready for a Netflix special, if we're writing an album, if we're doing this, we're doing a Tonight Show, whatever. This is a place for them to come. So and make it kind of like also like a pass the baton kind of thing, like pass the mic. Like say if we're doing a show and say like Judy Gold comes in or Dave Attell walks in or Louis comes in and says, "Hey, can I get on?" Hell yeah, you're getting on. Go work out. And make it like this cool, no longer than 90 minutes, like 75 to 90 minutes. Just get like 4 or 5 heavy hitters, boom, done. And then we can all go to like, somewhere right.
We are going to go to that show.
You will. And I want to
promote
make
the
it, I
shit
want
out
to
of
make it the hottest underground heavy hitter show in New York. Like I want it to rival everybody. Like, did you hear about that one show, Heavy Hitters? Because you never know who's going to show up. And I got Gina, my best friend, Gina Savage, who's manages one of the big clubs in the city, that, she said she'd put the word out to comics that were looking for time that can't get anything.
Is that the one you're always with?
I'm always within the videos. Yes.
I love her.
Yeah, she is so funny.
Love her.
She's like Rose Nyland and I'm B. Arthur. Like I'm Dorothy Zbornak.
But that's great. That's great that you came, because like you said, these young people are, and not only the young, some of these people that are taking the classes, these classes they're horrid and they're whores. They're coming out, they're comedy whores, and they'll do anything for nothing.
Yeah.
So they've ruined it, because I remember, I'm not really a comedian, but I've been involved with, and I have friends who are real comedians.
Yeah.
So since the 80s.
Yeah.
So I remember in the 80s,
the
out
boom.
here on Long Island and in the city, it was a big boom. There weren't that many really fun people. There were. So, Bob Nelson had his own show at Eastside Comedy. John Mulrooney was in Governors.
From Eastside
and you
Comedy.
would go to these places. Yeah, you would go there to see. I would go on Wednesday nights at Eastside Comedy to see Rosie O'Donnell and Bob Nelson.
Yeah.
With the Laughter Company.
Yep.
They had, and like there wasn't a lot. Now with these classes, they're writing the jokes for them.
Yeah.
They're not even writing their own material, these people. And
they're following formulas that works for the comic who's teaching them, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And I don't discredit anyone trying at all. But at the same time, you've got to find your own voice. And the best advice I got when I first started, because I met Paul Mooney like a week into me being at the Comedy Store. Like I got a job as a waitress just to be in those walls to say, if I get a job as a cocktail waitress here, then I'm going to do stand-up. If I don't get this job, that means I'm not supposed to do that, and I'll figure something else out. And I had the job in 10 seconds. And so I'm there. I meet Mooney the first week, and I had a heart attack. And then everybody made fun of me because they're like, "Fuck, we're going to be here all night," because he never gets off stage. And I'm like, "But you don't understand. That's Mr. Paul Mooney. This is the legend, right?" So him and I hit it off like that, and we clicked. And he said, I told him, and I'd just been doing it a couple months, and I was just brand new, like strictly brand new. And he goes, "Honey, there's nothing anybody can tell you how to be. No one can teach you to be you. The only way you're going to find it is getting on that stage every night and searching and figure it out." So that's what I did. I got on stage every night and I would just work and work and work and work. And then, it just happened. And
now she's amazing.
I know. No, I'm just kidding.
She really is amazing.
I'm going to bring up something, and you probably have seen this too. When you first started and you would do an open mic or whatever, you dressed like you were going to an audition. Right? You didn't dress like I was playing rhythm guitar and Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Cool.
Oh God,
all right, great. Because now I've gone to some of these open mics on Long Island, and Nancy could tell you I come home depressed because they're dressed like they just ate out of the garbage dumpster in the back.
Well, technically they did.
But
too soon. Sorry.
But these up and coming people who want to be comedians, they're not even dressing the part. You
Well,
said you dressed
get
like
your own
you
style.
dressed like you were in Joan Jett and the Blackhearts,
Yeah.
but that was your style.
Back
That
then,
was-
yeah, because I was still, but now that I've gotten older, I mean, back in the day, in the 80s and the 70s, guys wore suits and tuxes on stage.
Yep.
Women wore blouses and dresses or jumpsuits. And Elaine Boozler wore a white jumpsuit
Yep.
on her special. Like, that was my queen. I loved her.
Yeah, people
But
dressed
you dressed up. But
Yeah.
nowadays, it's like I wear actually my workout clothes. I wear Chuck Taylors. Well, I'm not wearing them now because it's cold. Because I'm a whiny bitch. But I'm a whiny little city girl. But I wear Chuck Taylors, my workout pants, and a shirt like this. Usually, this is the outfit, but not the boots. Because if you know me, I'm all over the place. And I'm jumping around, I'm diving on the stage, I'm working the room, I'm hanging on the chairs.
It gets hot.
It's I have to be comfortable. And I used to dress up when I opened for Paul Mooney all those years.
Excuse me, not to mention, look at the body on this woman. Thank you very much.
I've seen better bodies in a junkyard.
No,
Nothing.
No.
So, but I used
Look
to
at the
dress.
arms on her, and somebody sucker punched her on the subway.
I was wearing a jacket.
There you go.
They
That's
didn't
why.
see. No one fucks with me in the summertime.
Maybe they thought you were Cher and they didn't like Cher.
No, the guy was mentally deranged.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
he?
Yeah, he was gone. And then I heard that 3 guys, because I made the Citizen app, so I felt really famous. Because I was in the ambulance and it was popping up. Woman assaulted on R train at 59th and 5th Avenue stop. And I'm like, that's me. I'm famous, mama. I made it. That's my development deal right there. I went viral on Citizen. Oh, something.
Anyway, I don't mean to cut you off, but I
Yeah,
do.
you do. Because you're a man.
But I do. We're going to show another clip of
Okay.
yours, and then we're going to bring up our surprise guest to join us.
Oh, that? Okay.
But before
Can I
we
just
do
say
that,
something?
Wait.
Let her finish.
Can I just say something? I love you two together on the show. The energy is hilarious. And the
This is-
banter.
This is the first time that we've actually co-hosted together.
Are you serious?
serious?
This is I'm over there dying laughing at you two.
Well-
This is the show, Benny. No, I'm not kidding. Fuck the Gagootz and all the other schmutz and the fucking guy and this and the that and the stonad and the freaking asshole.
Yeah,
This
Mama
is the
Luke.
show. And the Mama Lukes, the Chooches, the fucking stonad, the Stronzos.
We've done
This.
videos. We've done videos that you've probably seen. During the holidays,
Yes.
we do videos with the laptop, and everybody says, "Oh, well, you're
Nancy
so
and Benny
adorable.
Shenanigans, another one of my pages.
You're so
Yeah.
adorable," and all this.
You
But,
guys have a
but
really
this is the
great
first-
energy.
This is the first time that Nancy has actually co-hosted with me.
Wow.
On the Gagootz show.
It's fantastic.
She has joined us. She's joined the show, but
Right.
I've had other co-hosts.
Sure.
You know,
Okay.
so this is the first time.
Well, I didn't know that, and I love this because
Oh,
I think you two
thank
have a fun energy. I was sitting over on the couch with our surprise guest that nobody gives a shit about. He's crying right now, ladies and gentlemen. See, if I don't hit them, then I just insult them and they cry. So, but we were over there dying laughing at you two.
Oh,
It's
thank
Oh,
so
wow,
cute.
thank you.
It's a really great, and it's a really great chemistry together.
Well, she may become my permanent co-host.
I think it's a good idea. And I'm just,
Look
and I'm
at
being-
the look on
and I'm being-
her.
no, she's like, I don't think so. Yes, bitch. Yes.
You
And
gonna
the-
pay me?
doesn't the lighting make
Doesn't he sleep
Well,
with you?
look much
We
Listen,
slept with
no,
the host.
actually, we don't.
anyway,
Actually,
listen, all right.
It was
listen,
me known I have my own room.
Don't bring up
That a
those
girl.
And that's the
Don't
way.
bring up
That's the
our
way.
secrets.
Bougie women,
Listen,
when you're married
I'm paying for
something, you should get your own room.
I'm paying,
Oh, yeah.
I'm paying for her dinner that she's getting afterwards. So she said, "Pay me." I already ordered
Right,
her dinner.
Both of those slices of pizza.
No, two big things.
Oh yeah, I don't mind that. Hey, how you doing? You got a fucking
And I'll
sausage
go to my
roll.
room.
I got
Fuck
a-
outta
I
here.
got
Go to
a
my room with
sausage.
them.
You got a sausage?
Yeah,
Hey,
baby,
how
I
you
got a
doing?
sausage for
Fuck
you.
out of here.
Yeah,
What
put-
other Italian things? Oh,
Yeah.
fuck out of
Get the
here.
Yeah, I got a clam slammer for you.
My favorite is that you
Clam
guys do
slammer.
this shit, and this
Legit.
is how lesbians fist each other. That's the
Okay.
funniest thing. Yeah, that's lesbian
That's
fisting. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
How do I
that's
not know
yeah.
that?
How do you not know that?
But
Because you're not a lesbian.
Yeah.
No. But no, I'm not. But
She could be for a small price, people.
you know, doesn't even
Yeah.
be that small. But what? But
But you-
but seriously,
Listen, to all
I
you
had
lesbians.
my own hairdressing. No, shut up. I I had my own hairdressing business in Roslyn for 17 years. And everyone that worked for me was gay. And we used to go to Fire Island every single weekend. And they would, because back then I was gorgeous, long hair and everything. I had long purple hair. I mean, I was a freaking knockout. Go to my page, Nancy Rizzuti.
All right, anyway, no, I have to add to that story. So many years later, Nancy was married to somebody for 10 years.
Yes.
No children.
Right,
She was married. She got divorced.
He was rich.
She got divorced. He wasn't rich. He pretended he had money. He's in debt somewhere on some island hiding out.
Yeah, Rikers Island.
Yes.
Anyway.
Exactly. So anyway, there was this guy that was coming up. I was a bar manager, and this guy would come in the middle of the week because he was a hairdresser and he was off in the middle of the week. And we thought he was gay. We weren't really sure. One day he comes up with this beautiful, gorgeous woman with this is 32 years ago. This beautiful. So they come and he introduces me to his friend Nancy, and they're getting drinks. What I didn't know was Frank. I knew Frank. I thought he was gay. He made a deal with Nancy.
That's fugazi for the people here in Long Island. Oh, jeez.
So he said to Nancy, I'm bringing you up here. Let me know if you think this guy Benny is gay or not. So
I was separated
and
3 weeks.
The jury is still out after 32 years. Anyway.
So anyway,
3 weeks I was separated.
Non-practicing by. So Nancy tells Frank, well, if he's not gay, I'm going to do him. And the rest is history.
He's telling my story.
Well, you wouldn't tell
He's
it.
heard it so many times, he actually remembers it. But I can't get him to remember everything else in life.
You don't remember any. You watch a movie and you're like,
here we go.
Do I know this movie? Did I say, Nancy, we saw it in the theater. Yeah, but it was a long time ago. No, it was last week, Nancy.
No, it wasn't last week. Usually it's like a year. I don't remember. I'm 71 years old, and I don't remember unless it's a movie that's really, really good. I don't remember.
Okay, listen.
I have so much to look forward to in married life.
Oh, I'm telling you, you know.
And you wake up in the middle of the night. I was telling our surprise guest that I woke up at 2:30 in the morning to go to the bathroom, and I couldn't get back to sleep for 2, and I had to wake up at 4:30. So I was up waiting for 4:30. Okay. That's what
We don't care.
Yeah, you look like you're excited.
Waiting. You're circling the runway, Benny.
So
land
listen,
the plane.
We're going to have our next guest come up because... wait a minute. Bobby, roll him.
Roll the clip, Bob.
Roll him, Bob.
Florida has passed a law that says don't say gay. It's the don't say gay bill. So you're not allowed, exactly. You're not allowed to say gay in a state that's shaped like a limp dick. Excuse me, wouldn't you need to say gay? That's just hanging limp to Cuba. You need them gays to come make it hard up to England, you know? Don't say gay. Don't say gay, because if you say gay, then you're going to turn people gay. What? Is it really that easy? Seriously, if it was that easy to turn someone the opposite direction, you know, like if I said gay, you would punch her in the face and suck his dick. I wish it was that easy. You know how hot these gay men are? Oh, it's a waste of dick. If it was that easy, you would find my fat parked in every shower in the men's gym locker room. Sitting there waiting when those hot muscles walk out the shower. Yeah. Straight.
Yay. Hello, we're back.
We're back with
Hello.
our surprise guest,
Surprise!
Ron
you?
Barber.
Barba.
Barba.
That's
Yeah.
great. Come on a show and they screw
Rob-
up your name. That's
Barba.
the story of my life.
You think he's a barber with that hair?
And that clip we just saw is from your album.
Yeah, that's
Your
from my album, Brutally Yours, on iTunes, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you stream. Yeah, it's my Don't Say Gay Bill bit.
The other thing I want to mention, I don't know if you did, but I'm going to mention anyway,
it, girl.
on Amazon, there's also, I noticed that you're selling equipment for podcasts and stuff like
Oh yeah,
that.
my friend told me she goes, you should be an influencer, like an Amazon influencer. I'm like, So she's like, just do it, put it all in a thing and make an account, and then I'll buy the equipment because she wanted it, because that's the equipment that I use to record my podcast. That Zoom track, that Pod Track 4 is amazing.
Oh yeah.
And so I use that for the audio, and then I use my iPhone for the video, just to have it to be on a presence on YouTube, but also to use it for promo clips. But most of my listeners are on Apple, and on Spotify. But I use that. So she goes, put it up there, and then you'll get a commission. So I just made that. She bought it, and then I got a commission.
All right. So if you need any of that equipment, go on Amazon and, what is it called? Anything particular?
It's a Zoom Pod Track 4, and there's microphones, stands, earphones. Like, it's a very cheap, inexpensive way to build like a 3-person show. And it has an extra, the 4th track is for, you could plug in an iPhone to do Skype calls or, incoming calls that you can record in if someone's calling in the show.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal thing. So it's really cheap. It's, especially if you want to make your own podcast, if you're going to create your own studio, or like for me, I do mine out of the comic strip live in New York City in the back of the showroom. So I just bring my own equipment in and I set it up. It takes me like 5 minutes, and then there's the podcast, and then I just tear it down and go home and edit.
Now, does that equipment come with a case, or you have to buy a case?
I bought the case, and then I ended up I have a little case for the actual Pod Track, but then I also bought a big camera bag at B&H. And so everything fits in that thing. The microphones, the stands, the recorder, the headphones, everything fits in there. So I have,
Bobby's showing us how much time we have left.
He always does that.
Oh, does he? Well, I don't know, because I've never done this before, so I have on the
It's
other
our first
side.
time
It's my first
co-hosting,
time
you fucking prick.
So I didn't freaking know. Anyway,
Ron, we have a surprise guest, and you won't even talk to him. He's killing himself right now.
Ron Barber,
who has on Amazon? He has 2 movies on Amazon.
Oh, cool.
Two. One he stars in, and one he directed. Okay, I know this. Did you know that? You didn't know that, because I do my research.
Does Ron have a voice?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
And he's a mime. You'll see him on the streets of Manhattan. There you go.
Are you really doing that right now?
It's the Gagootz show. So you're doing a Gagootz show, huh? I love it out here. Massapequa. Are we live or what?
I have a cousin who's a mime.
What?
I have a cousin who's a mime. I never hear from him.
Good night.
Try the meal.
Hey, Bobby, you got a rim shot back there?
I love
Not
it.
a rim job, a rim shot.
But seriously, thank you, Nancy and Benny. This is really cool. We're having a great time out here.
Oh, yeah.
And I.
Oh,
we
thank
just took
you.
the train from Midtown. We both live kind of near each other. She's like, Ron, please come out. I'm thinking about jumping in front of a train after the show.
But somebody beat me to it at Woodside.
But yeah, no, this is so cool. And you guys are wonderful people. And thanks so much for, having Christine.
What are the name of your movies, Ron?
Yeah.
So we have Bobby Mortal. It's about a comedian on the downslope of a once strong career. And this next one's called God's Will, which is about 2 preachers who leave their following and go off discuss God and the meaning of life, basically. So those two movies are on Amazon: God's Will and Bobby Mortal.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And
We will be watching that over the weekend.
It'd be
because
awesome.
Yeah.
I need a cheap date with my wife.
I would love it. It's
So cheap. So cheap.
I'm not that cheap.
And I'm not saying
You're
I
easy.
want a
You're not
woman.
cheap.
I don't want a woman. I'm saying Italian cheap. And well, really quick, because we're running out of time. I'm so sorry. Where are you going to be performing next?
So I'm performing in New York Comedy Club in Stamford, Connecticut. I'm originally from Greenwich, Connecticut. On December 17th. So that's the main one, and then I'm doing the one-on-one with Todd Mondesi. Oh my God! One-on-one. What's it called?
One-on-one.
One-on-one, not one-on-one, but one-on-one. That's on
But the way the audiences are there, it is one-on-one. So
it's just one audience member
There
and
you
one
go.
comic.
There you have it.
Hey, they're picking up fast here, Master Pico.
God, they're as slow as that train was. God damn.
So the 14th and the 17th, you can see me in New York, and I'm on Ron Barber 1 on Instagram.
There you go.
Very cool.
And I
And
will
now-
be promoting him because now he's on my
That's
page.
now
my
that's-
phone going off. That means someone just followed me. It just went off.
Oh, it's
No, that was
That's
somebody
true.
blocking you.
follow him.
There's a sound
Follow
in my
him.
head.
Christy,
going
that
off,
show that you were talking about that you're producing, the
Yes, the heavy hitters.
the heavy hitters.
That's going to be at Stand Up New York, coming in probably around March. Anytime.
Okay,
So I'm
cool.
waiting for a date. I got to email Donnie back and his
24?
assistant.
Anyway,
And
Well, let me know when
And
that's
close.
gonna-
so anyway, hey, Mama. And yeah, that's going to be starting in the spring at Stand Up New York once a month.
All right, yeah.
And,
Well,
you know,
Nancy will be promoting it, and
yeah, I'll let you guys know
we'll
when that
come.
is.
We're definitely gonna go.
And my next spots are when am I going up again? Tomorrow night at the Janice Massetti show. I'm going to pop in.
Oh,
do
you're
a spot
Broadway.
because I haven't seen because I
Broadway
haven't seen
Comedy Club.
Janice in months.
And
'cause I've been
Janice-
busy.
supposed to
Broadway
come on the
Comedy Club
show.
tomorrow night. Check out Christy.
Janice
And then-
will eventually. Janice has
She'll
not
get
been
here.
on the Gagootz show all these years that I know her.
I thought she was on this already.
No,
not on the show. She
We
did.
We did a show in Governors at the Giggle Room,
Oh, yes.
and
yes,
it
yes,
was
yes,
we
yes.
called it the Gagootz show.
Oh,
was
okay.
like-
Janice was the
promoting.
only person who was never on the Gagootz show.
Hilarious. But yeah, so then December 8th, I have 2 shows in Jersey City at the Laugh Tour Comedy Club.
Oh,
That's a lot. That's a
Cool.
great
Great.
spot.
Yes.
And I don't know what's after that because I don't remember. I know there's shit coming up. I have
And-
no idea.
and your podcast show that is on what
Yes.
nights?
Old School, New School Comedy Podcast is Mondays at noon on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and Acast.
Noon, and that's a good time.
You're
I'm-
very
I'm
busy
awake.
though, because I've been trying to get you on this show since
Yeah.
like May,
I know.
and I looked through
But
my
who got her on the show? I don't know.
yes.
Like a
And you know-
woman to do a man's job.
did I mention how the lighting makes you look like you're 30, 40 years
Yeah,
old?
you did mention that.
Wow, he's really licking ass.
Goodness.
There'll be no nookies tonight just because she said that.
He's gonna need a bib for all that shit coming
There
out of his
was-
mouth.
Big bib, big bib, big.
Well,
bib.
come on. That was
So all right, so now you've got you're on. Well, I know you're on Instagram, and I know you're on Facebook.
Yeah.
Are you on it? I don't think you're any place else. At the moment.
Everywhere: Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Well,
and
YouTube.
Threads.
Oh, YouTube. She's on
YouTube
YouTube.
channels.
You gotta go to
Christy
YouTube.
Miller Comedy. So if you look up if you just type in Christy Miller,
And
a
subscribe.
Christian book comedy series will come up. And so the fact that I'm the same person, because I remember that book series when I was young, going to bookstores, and I'm like, the Christy Miller series, it was like some born again Christian shit. So then they got me.
boy, they're in for a surprise.
Yeah, so put Christy Miller Comedy, and then you'll find me.
And then subscribe.
Yes, and subscribe.
You have to
And-
subscribe.
yeah.
It's free to subscribe. Just subscribe.
Yeah.
All right. Subscribe for the Gagootz
Yeah.
show as well, because we have a channel too.
Yep.
You
yes.
can subscribe to mine because I have a channel also.
And you can also subscribe to Strong Island Television.
And Strong Island
Strong
Television.
Island Television on Facebook and also on YouTube, and we're on Roku channel. I don't know
And-
how to do any of that.
This way, if you subscribe, when
I'm only
the show
reacting to
comes
people that are
on-
not on the camera, so that's why I'm making weird faces. It's not
And
a
me
stroke.
too. Yeah, yeah. We weren't kissing, like the air. There's
I was. There's a ghost.
also.
How do you think I got this sweet
I
gig?
forgot what I was gonna say. I love it.
Putting nuts in my mouth. See this? Watch. Oh, yeah.
And where can
There's a child in the
where
room.
can they find
Anyway,
you again? You're
Oh,
on
you?
social media.
Yeah, yes.
You're on
I'm
social
at the
media.
blackjack table and in Atlantic City this weekend. No, where am I? Stand up. I'm doing stand up December 17th.
No, where are you at? What's your
can
Instagram?
put that-
Sorry. Instagram is Ron Barber 1. RONBARBA 1. Instagram.
That's one.
And Ron Barber. RONBARBA.
Okay, and you're on Instagram and Facebook, right?
Yes, indeed.
Okay,
And not
yeah.
TikTok because I don't know how that works.
Because
Don't worry, I'll
Oh, I'm
teach
too
him.
over TikTok. Give me a
No,
break.
I'll teach
I
you.
hear
It's fun.
TikTok and I feel like it's my uterus giving up. Nothing, people. Come on. Where's my rim shot?
Oh, the kid loved it. The kid loved it. The kid is laughing.
No, the
Double,
kid
double,
thinks I'm
double.
hilarious. It's my target audience.
She's used to it.
She's adorable.
Kids who haven't started the period yet. I got them because we both don't get it. Anyway.
Oh, now I can see you. See, when the lights are on us, which makes us look so much better, you can't see the audience. The people are coming in, and now I can see who it is. Hi, Carla. Hi, guys. I know we're terrible. All right. So what else? Let me see. What did we miss talking about? Can you think of anything?
Listen, we're in the.
What do you
Great
want?
show. What a
the
great
last-
first
the
time for
2-minute
you guys.
countdown.
That's
I'm
what
kinda
I-
honored because this is the first time you actually put this show together with each other. You guys
With each other.
worked off each other beautifully.
Yep.
I think I thought she was a host originally. That's how good you are, Nance. I didn't know that. No, that's how good she was. I'd say that's a credit to her. I mean, you were a natural.
Well,
but
just
she
like
really
in the NFL, we're at the 2-minute warning. So let's get this shit wrapped up.
That's right.
All right.
2-minute warning.
Who's going to win the
big,
Super Bowl?
big,
Not San
big.
Francisco.
I am.
That means we
Not
might
the
get
Jets.
we might get kicked in the balls here.
Not the Jets, that's for sure.
Oh man,
Oh,
I'm a
yeah, no,
Buffalo
they
Bills fan.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a Raiders fan, so I could just kill myself right here
Las
alive.
Vegas now, right?
Yeah, it's the Oakland, Los Angeles, Vegas Raiders. We play everywhere.
So didn't you win this weekend? Did you win? No.
No.
Who'd they play?
Oh, they
Forget.
don't care.
Well, anyway, I'll be in Las Vegas April 19th to the 27th, and you can see me at different comedy clubs that I don't know about yet because I haven't gotten the memo.
You can see her at the buffet table
Yes.
at Harrah's.
And every other gambling place that's there.
And I'm Long Island,
He's not
probably
going
drunk
with me. I'm
and
going
stoned
with
off
the
my
girls.
ass,
and driving.
and driving and driving.
Yeah, no, I'm going with so it's a birthday present to myself. So I'll be 72. My girlfriend that's going is going to be 70. And my niece is going to meet us there. And I forgot how old she's going to be. 50 something. You lose track after a while. And they did it for my 70th birthday. And I absolutely loved it.
She
But I
loved
went
it, so.
by myself, first class. I never went first
Oh,
class.
first class is everything.
Oh my God, first class round trip. And on the way coming back, we had the Airbus, and it was I'd never been on an Airbus before. It was amazing. And who was I sitting next to? Shawn Mendes. Well, I was sitting next to Shawn Mendes's bodyguard, and he was over here in that thing that was covered up. So
I don't think
never
anyone
got
knows.
to see
Do you
them.
know who Shawn Mendes is?
I don't give a shit.
He's a Spanish
audience knows.
singer.
All right,
The
listen, three
audience
people
I
knows.
know who
We got-
he is, and I still don't give
All
a
right,
shit.
listen, 10
Okay.
He
seconds.
won't sleep.
I want to
We're
thank you
wasting
both,
time.
especially Christy. Thank you for finally
Thanks,
coming.
Danny, I
Thank
love
you for
you.
coming
I
on.
love
Love
you.
you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Nancy.
Ron
Thank you, Betty.
Barber,
Thank you so
great
much.
to
sir.
finally meet
we had
you.
a great time on this show. Thanks for having us.
Thank
No
you.
problem. And we're
It
gonna
wouldn't
go
have
to
been a
her
show without Christy.
Oh my God!
No.
No, what if we here without Christy? None of us would. None of us would have a career without Christy.
That's,
All right.
that's really
Thank
sad.
you. Thank you all for watching. Hope you had as much fun as we did. Thank you. Have a
Have a
great
great
week.
Thanksgiving.
Gagootz. What's our line? Don't we have a?
I'm so glad we
Yeah.
had this time together. Now get the fuck out, you whore.